Last year, Zwift Academy opened its doors, launching a groundbreaking worldwide talent search to find the next pro rider for Canyon SRAM Racing. The competition exceeded all expectation. Over 1,200 women from 51 countries signed up to take the challenge in Zwift. In a truly grand finale, on the island of Majorca at Canyon SRAM's training camp, Leah Thorvaldsen of Little Rock, Arkansas, was crowned 2016 Zwift Academy champion and the newest member of Canyon SRAM Racing. This year, it could be you.
Oh wow, I could have a shot at a pro contract, but it's for anyone. It's a huge step forward in your own fitness, and so it's not all just about the one person who's going to get a pro contract. It's a win for everyone who's involved.
Zwift Academy is this great program where Zwift is trying to get the women more involved. It's just this huge, to me, a great community. There's women coming up going, I get how this could fit into my life.
What I think is so nice about Zwift Academy, I really think that it was inspiring lots of women to take part in this adventure. Maybe they've gone far beyond their own expectations.
How far I got in Zwift, there were 1,200 females that joined, and there were 100 females that finished Zwift, and I can't believe I was one of them.
Yes, it's hard. Come on, you can do it, you know, just do your best. Because it's not just the physical side, it's the determination and to boost your confidence in anything else you do, not just cycling.
Find out how strong you really are. Find new friends from around the world. Find out if you have what it takes to go pro.
Do not wait, just follow your dreams.
Be the best cyclist you can be. Head over to academy.zwift.com to find out more and sign up today.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Zwift community broadcast of the Wahoo Tour de Oz today on this July 17, 2017. It looks like the race is just about to get underway. We do have A and C category riders getting out on course here in just a few minutes or so. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Zwift, a lot of times we do have a ton of questions coming through over at the Mixer and Twitch channels. We are live over on Mixer, Twitch, as well as Zwift Community Live's Facebook and YouTube. This is a massive multiplayer online game. I will show you guys right now exactly what it looks like as the A category gets out onto course for the Tour de Oz. Stage 5 that we are in, and these are all actual riders on real bikes powering these avatars forward right now. Being the Tour de Oz, there are going to be a lot of people from the lands down under, as this is what it is focused on. It is in their winter right now, so a lot colder weather this time of year down there. And so that is going to be the focus for throwing these races with Wahoo and Zwift. So these riders have gotten out. They're about 1 minute in. 2 minutes later from the A category start here, as we're looking at Mr. Jeff Rooney coming out of New Zealand. As you can see, the flags on the right-hand side of the screen here does designate where these riders are from. The C category is about getting going. Those riders are riders that are assumed to hold 1.0 to 2.9 watts per kilogram. The A category riders are going to be assumed to hold 3.0 to 5.0 watts per kilogram. That is how many watts, how much power they can hold for 1 hour straight for their functional threshold power. You can see Hapal Corby here coming out of Australia, 322 watts. That is going to be 3.4, 3.1 watts per kilogram at his current effort right now. Over on the C category race, they are just getting going. There's 120 riders from all over the world that are showing up. A lot of Australians, though, obviously. There is also a couple coming out of the US of A, actually, for a very early morning for them as they head out onto course here. As you can see here, ST Diaz, it looks like here right along. That was quite the name there, buddy, the way that he put that in there. Mackenzie is here as well. It's Mackenzie ZNG, under 15, it looks like, rider, as well as B Butler and quite a few others. It looks like C Smith is here for the Tour de Oz for a B category type level, it looks like, for what he can hold for his power as well. We do have comments up, just so you know, as well as social media integration. If you want to jump into the broadcast, you can tweet us at Z Community Live, in order to get into the race today, or at least the race coverage today. I did actually just see a little shout out coming at us through the social media integration from BJ Alfonso. BJ Alfonso is saying, good morning, Nathan. Any news from Zwift EVOL in future Zwift casts? I'm not exactly sure what evolution, I think, is what he is after there. And everything I saw, I think, is going to most likely be strictly non-disclosure, BJ Alfonso. I'm not sure what we could throw out there to you, but maybe ask the questions and we'll give you a yes, no, or I don't know, maybe for any kind of disclosure or anything like that. So now 9 laps out on the Volcano course is what these riders are doing. We are looking here. It does look like, did I see a Pierre Ficati in there? That'd be really surprised. Now it does look like Kay Leonard, though, from Innovation, right along with Finesca there up at the front there as well, coming out of Brazil. See, Look is in there as well as T. Icken. It looks like 262 watts or so. Again, this is a races series that has stages, 10 stages. Let's go ahead and read through the race information really quickly over at the website from Zwift, as this is in conjunction with Zwift and Wahoo that have put on these races. First annual Wahoo Tour de Oz is a 10-stage event open to all Zwifters, featuring a mix of flat, hilly, and mountain stages. The Wahoo Tour de Oz is a personal endurance challenge as you compete against others, yourself, and the clock. Results will be displayed when you finish under the Wahoo Tour de Oz arch. Complete all 10 stages and you are eligible to win prizes from Wahoo Fitness. There were over 200 riders that showed up for this race at least. I think it was pushing up into 300 even as we got closer to the start of the race. Jeffrey Creel showed up. He's actually a rider who won the first stage. He might even won the third or fourth stage as well, as we are seeing him here jumping up and down through the entirety of the pack, trying to grab his avatar there real quick. But there's so many that are showing up that they are just going back and forth through the leaderboard here. There we go. We are on Jeffrey now, as you can see here in the Wahoo kit, though, and nobody's going to be wearing their team kits out there, as it is a Wahoo sponsored event and they are put into that kit. Stage 5, so after 2 days in the hills and mountains, the Wahoo Tour de Oz returns to the flat stage, the flattest stage of the tour with almost no elevation gain. Will the sprinters have fresh legs from the last 2 stages? We'll find out. So, and then the giveaways for this is going to be 3 Zwifters who complete all 10 stages will be picked at random to win the following Wahoo prizes. So the first place prize at random will be a Wahoo kicker. The second place prize is a Wahoo snap, and the third place prize would be an Element bolt. Good, solid number of prizes there, well into 2,000 plus. I think USD value there. So good to see Wahoo getting involved with the racing here out on Zwift. Does look like Jeffrey here is trying to follow up an attack here coming from the front and from this Gasman from the AHDR. Who's at the front though pushing the pace? This is going to be, it looks like Japanese rider here, Aikib. 4.1 watts per kilogram, 165 beats per minute, and each time they come through this banner, this start-finish banner, or at least finish banner actually, on the lap, they will have a chance at getting a little bit of extra RNG in their racing. We do see Cutler at the front here out of Australia, now kicking up to 177 beats per minute, 450 watts or so, 5.8 watts per kilogram on a real power source actually here with Jay Freeman out of the USA following up very closely there. Johnson is there as well, coming out of Australia now with Freeman, Rooney, Pauly, and Leonard. Just a little ways back we do have D. Martin following up. Doesn't look like anybody was able to really break the group up too much. There are a few struggling though to hang on to the group here just a little ways back. Rooney back toward the back here. Let's see if we can find any of the riders who are struggling to close that gap. It is a race of meters always when it comes down to cycling, whether or not the draft is, if you're using the draft correctly, and if it is right there in front of you, you've got to close down those few meters to hold on. We are seeing a rider coming out of, I believe it is Taiwan here with Fleuris, then also out of Australia, kicking into 478 watts, knowing he doesn't want to get dropped off just yet. Energizer there, 149, just sitting in, allowing others to give him the draft to pull him back up to those wheels up front. Just so everybody knows, the drafts are real in game. So these riders, these are real heart rates, real powers, and real RPMs that you're seeing them spinning to get back on those wheels, and they can most definitely grab the draft of the avatars that are in front of them and hold on to the wheels and work at a power that is less than the riders that are up at the front of the group. So let's move to the front of the group and give you an example of exactly what is happening here. Rooney, you see 3.4 watts per kilogram up toward the front, just sitting in, grabbing on some wheels here. As you do see from his first-person perspective, he's currently sitting on this green S-Works you can see here. Jeffrey Creel going right on by there, not offering a wheel. It does look like F. Frederick here out of France is the one that he is hanging on to. Now he's going to make his way past Frederick and try and grab A. Pulverant, and then it is going to be Z. Wang there as well, coming out of China. Now, as you can see, he's moving away from wheel after wheel after wheel. It is smartest to just find one wheel and hold on to that wheel, as you will get the best draft benefit from doing so from this first-person perspective. As you can see, Jay Chalker making his way to the front there with Cedric, then out of France, 168 beats per minute, 3.6 watts per kilogram. Then at the front, though, as you can see, 4.9 here coming from Fleuris. Then we also see D. Martin now off by 7 seconds. Some sort of a bug, though. What is going on with Martin there? Finding himself trying to just avoid the lava there for just a second. That was some sort of wackiness there coming from the KRT rider. Freeman now trying, just letting him go, saying, I'm not sure I even want to get near that glitch, as it seems like we're almost jumping into Wreck-It Ralph now at this point. We do have one lap down, I believe, one lap down with 8 to go, though. Out on course, 4.4 miles total so far. They will be going all the way into, I believe it's going to be 20, I believe, is it 26, 27? Let me just double check the titles here really quickly. And it will be 25.8 total. 25.8 miles total. They are only 4 in, so a lot of racing to go as D. Martin's trying not to turn left over and over again, but just must turn left. Jay Freeman on the Go-Go Power Rangers, he's going to get a little bit of pushback probably from some of the other riders around him. SG now making his way to the front there out of the USA, 141 beats per minute with Dorna there. Also out of Brazil, we do have Creel there following smartly, 147 beats per minute. And Ethan there saying, what WTF, there's a modder in game. And how much is it for a set? For the set, so and Alloyed Hook 44, good to see you. It's only $10 a month actually for the software. So Zwift makes software; they do not make any hardware. It was really, really smart the way that they went about it. Actually, they made software that's compatible with all sources of power, or at least sources of estimated power or real power to get into the game. And so the game is actually picking up power sources from people's own bikes. So they're either on a smart trainer, a regular trainer with a power meter, or a regular trainer with a speed sensor that is communicating the power that they're currently putting into the game through a wireless signal that's picked up by an ANT Plus USB stick, or ANT Plus dongle it's called. Or if they're playing on iOS, they are actually sending out a Bluetooth signal to an iOS device. As it is able to be played at about this graphical level actually on an iOS device, iPad or iPhone. I did actually see an Android running it over at Zwift in Long Beach actually this past week. So Android is coming. It is not quite ready to go, but it is on its way. So definitely want to keep an eye out for the ability to jump on Android as well. But it is all wireless signals from people's actual bikes that they are pedaling. M. Polly here, whatever kind of trainer he's on, smart trainer or power meter, it's one of those two. As you can see next to his name, he has a little lightning bolt there next to his power, the watts per kilogram. He's putting out 4.2 watts per kilogram currently. We do see a power up there being thrown down by, who is it here? I believe it is Rooney actually, and a couple others with that arrow power up. One of the strongest power ups in the game. It does reduce the drag on your avatar by a whole lot and is able to speed you up. They are to grab those now. They're grabbing those and using them as they head through the finish banner, because you get one every time you go through a finish banner out on course. A start finish banner, a KOM banner, a sprint banner, anything like that, that is where you are able to grab those power ups. We do see one rider on the front here, Jay Rooney now. He is actually using that arrow power up. Mountain biker coming out of New Zealand, hammering away for Team Experimental up at the front of this group right now, maybe looking for a double RNG on the arrow power up and try and break things apart. It is 1 second back actually. They do not have the draft just yet. As you can see here, Rooney about 5 meters up from some of them. Now we do have the Japanese rider Shimizu now closing things down. So yeah, it is not an actual bike you have to buy. It's just software that is going to be compatible with almost any speed or power source in the cycling industry. ANT Plus being the most common, and then Bluetooth being the second most common that you can use. Where are they competing for? So it is a 10-stage race as 10 stages in conjunction with the Tour de France. It's called the Tour de Oz, as Johnny is saying, and it is a random giveaway actually. So you have to compete in all 10 of the races to be involved in the giveaway, and 3 people will win one of these prizes: a Wahoo Kicker, a Wahoo Snap, or a Wahoo Element Bolt. And so those are the 3 prizes being given away if you actually compete and finish each one of the stages. For the day, though, they are just competing for fitness as well as the pride and the kudos to say, I won the race today. So that's what they are competing for out on Zwift today. Thanks a lot for all the questions, guys. Really appreciate them over at the Mixer channel. I do have Twitch open as well. Allison Duck over there, ZCL for the win. I am seeing as well as Tobin over there as well. A little bit of S-Works, Specialized and Trek booing or cheering there. That's interesting. And then let's see if there's anything else here, if there's any other questions. Yeah, and Alloyed, so no bike needed besides your bike. Almost any bike will work. I believe it's for people that have good bike that sits in an apparatus. So you don't actually have to have an amazing bike. I actually had a friend who was watching watching me on my personal channel use Zwift, and he showed up to a expo locally that I was showing Zwift off at, as well as just kind of riding and doing some other things at that expo. He went to the expo, bought a bike that cost him, I think it was, I don't know, $200 or something like that, a hybrid bike. Got a trainer and a speed sensor, and he now rides Zwift and plays video games at the same time, just like yours truly. So don't necessarily need a super high-end bike. You just need to be able to communicate speed or power to the game, and you can compete amongst these riders yourself. All right, so we do have, it looks like Johnson here able to make this lead group. The few that have fallen off pace here, it doesn't look like Cutler just barely hanging on here, 174 beats per minute. That's something that's different about Zwift compared to the rest of the world of racing, actually, is that you can actually see what these riders are putting out. 176 beats per minute, 110 RPM, 113 RPM. You can see that he's just spinning to try and get right back on turns. 155 from McKeeb here. Rob's in there, 159. Slug, no heart rate from the Slug right now, but just trying to hang on at the back. We do have Pulverant, no heart rate coming from him. Rooney there, 150. Z Wang there, 173. Maybe in a world of hurt. 167 there coming from Bester. It is going to be D Humphrey, no heart rate from him, but it is Leonard there, 155. A lot of these riders right around a tempo pace, sitting in, waiting for the moment's attack in the crit race today. Only 7 miles in. They've got a little under 20 miles to go, which means there's going to be about probably 40 minutes of racing or so left to go out here for the crit. This is out on the new Volcano course, as you can see here from the helicopter view. They're going to take a left-hand turn and go head back toward the volcano. There is the volcano climb, actually, that we are looking at for the time of no data. So the fastest time that they do have for the circuit, though, is going to be a 5:14. They're doing 5:14. So 5-minute laps, 5 times 9. They're going to be doing this in about 45 minutes. They're probably finishing actually in just about 1 hour or so. So about 40 minutes maybe or so of racing to go at the most, actually. How to download GTA for free? Someone please tell me. So you can download this for free over at Zwift.com. It is a free download, and you do get a free trial, actually, if you'd like to do so. Damp Duckling 688. And maybe give some feedback if you want to be more like GTA. I don't think you can pull out any gas or anything in this game just yet, though. All right, Rooney now up toward the front, 164 beats per minute, with Vanna from the TKBE team coming out of Belgium here with an early morning ride. And it looks like SY up to the front out of Taiwan. No heart rate, and on the go-go Power Rangers, a little bit of discrepancy, actually, or maybe just a little bit of shouting going to be happening from a few of the riders. They're saying, oh, Power Rangers on the front, get them off here. But it looks like Slug now, 5.9 watts per kilogram as they come through, 3.7. No heart rate, but solid effort here from the Slug at the front. Still keeping the pace high, 27 miles per hour or so. Let's get back in with the C category race, though, as these riders are actually starting to get lapped. That's interesting to see, as the race is getting all kinds of mixed up amongst each other out here today with the A, B, and C. It looks like a few of these C riders are actually catching the A riders that have been dropped, actually, at the front end of this group. I'm going to head over to ZwiftPower.com and see if they have any updates here for the A, B, and C category with the live tab here real quick. And Allison is saying, I want the Look track bike. Allison, didn't you just, like, get a new bike? She's over at the Twitch channel saying she's going to get another new bike. That's interesting. Burton is leading it out right along with Redondo in the C category. I'm going to see if I can find these riders. Rory V here for the Z Taz group, actually, with Marvenegelos. Now making their way out of the volcano coming out of Australia. C Kerr is there as well. Looking at the results, yep, these boys are all a part of the lead group for sure. They're starting to catch some of the other A riders out on course here. They're putting out a solid around 3.2, 3.5 watts per kilogram, right on the edge there for about 20 minutes. So definitely a little over what a usual C category rider would run, but it's not quite as stringent here in this race as it usually is amongst the regular race organizers. This one's more all about getting out there and completing all the stages and having a solid workout out there with 174 beats per minute, currently coming from B. Williams from Team AHDR. AHDR does stand for the Aussie Hump Day Ride, and if you would like to jump into some things that are not just racing, speaking of AHDR, they actually have a lot of different rides out on Zwift that you can jump into. Here's a little bit of example real quick of the Aussie Hump Day Ride. There's their kit in game. They actually take off every Wednesday, 7 p.m. AST, as well as the ladies only 10 minutes after, actually. The largest ride out on Zwift. It is a little bit faster than some of the other group rides out there, but they definitely do pace it and do not just race the entire time if you're looking for a group ride to jump into. As we're waiting for some of the action here out on course, let's make sure to highlight all of the different rides that are out there. There is also the WBR rides. They happen multiple times a day. Various group rides and races throughout the week at all times of day. There's 1 lap, 4 lap races. You can catch them almost every hour, as well as a lot of group rides that are led by WBR members. The World Bicycle Relief, really great charity. They're also doing a drive through the end of the month that you can donate to. We'll make sure to have more information on that coming up in the week. There is also the Rafa Rising mission that's going on right now through July. Ride the Three Sisters of Watopia route to complete the mission. I did just complete the mission. Very difficult. It is the first KOM followed by the Epic KOM all the way up to the tower, and then you make your way over to the volcano and through the finish line about 30 miles or so, and you can unlock that kit right there that you're looking at if you do complete that challenge. So, and a pretty cool challenge, and you actually do have that kit actually after completing that Rafa Rising mission. If you're going to go ahead and do it or want to chat about it, you can use the hashtag Rafa Rising as well as tweet at Rafa in order to maybe get a little attention from them on that. And Tobin chatting about the sisters there. I always make that mistake. I'm not sure somebody thought about that one before they made the Rafa Rising mission. And do you have Dragon Balls there? I do have a Dragon Ball Z little pin. Just so you know, the C race overlay is messy. Oh yeah, that's because we are not. It's not full screen for some reason over on the Zwift. Oh well, Johnny. And so we are seeing here though in the A category now. Slug at the back does look like it has been broken up just a little bit here. L. Lee here with SASCC out of Taiwan, with Shimizu as well out of Japan. Rooney here at 5.7 watts per kilogram. Now we're seeing a lot of power-ups starting to be blown. This is definitely one of the moments of truth out on course here. With all these power-ups going, and Henchman up at the front now with that feather power-up does lower your weight by enough to give you an extra watt per kilogram. I think there are some serious attacks now happening. Anybody who was on the river prior to hitting that climb is definitely gonna be in a spot of bother right now, unable to hang on. But with all those power-ups here now being thrown down, the speed is really gonna kick up. Now look at the back of this group here. These boys at the back here are just trying to find any wheel that they possibly can without getting dropped off from this pack now. At the back now, it does look like the Japanese rider Shimizu now just barely able to hang on. Now they're making their way up toward the start-finish line. Off the front, I thought I saw one or two. Nope, we do still have Kavana now out of Belgium here. 6 watts per kilogram. One more kick as they kick over this 2.6% gradient. And yes, the riders who are on the smart trainers are able to feel that gradient out on course right now. Looking here, we do see 180 beats per minute. This is a serious moment here for the riders here. 142 though from C. Look. Not a whole lot needing to be done here from him. Maybe just for a few of the riders who are attacking and finding themselves in and amongst a lot who are just grabbing those drafts and making sure they're not wasting too much energy in order to hang on with the rest of the group here. I don't think I can actually restart the other feed actually without leaving the Zwift game. If you do go to windowed mode, or back out of window mode into full screen, you actually have to restart the game. So it does not matter at this point, Johnny. And probably not productions from the chat there, buddy. Really, yeah. Gassman here now from AHDR there with Rooney as well as Freeman and Fonseca from the land of Brazil now on the front end of the race here with the Aero power-up. Grabs a little bit of space, but not going much of anywhere. Random here right back on that wheel there with Roberts there as well. Creel now, 3.3 watts per kilogram, able to hang in. Looking at his past results, I believe he has been doing just fine here with the last few races here. If you head on over to zwiftpower.com, you can see how well they have performed in the races that they've done out on Zwift, actually. So looking through here, took a win, actually. Wow. KISS Europe 100 kilometer race. That is a huge result. 3.9 watts per kilogram for 95% of the race here on just 2 days ago. This is a huge result. Actually, just over 24 hours ago, actually, in the KISS Europe race. Absolutely killing it now. And Creel, man, what a result over Aaron Dunn here in a sprint finish with him. Actually, it was less than a 10th or 100th of a second that he won by. Was able to take out Simon Oxenham as well from Team Experimenter. Aaron Dunn, who I believe is still the current leader in the Australian East E-Crit series there from the WP Taz. Aaron Dunn, he is one to be reckoned with, but Jeffrey Creel, also out of Australia, was able to get the better of him in a sprint finish in the KISS 100 recently. So definitely watch out for Creel here for the win today. I'm not seeing Dunn in and amongst the group here, so doesn't look like any of the favorites from the Australian E-Crit are hanging out in the race just yet. Simon Oxenham took third in that KISS 100, actually about 2 seconds back. It was a huge group, actually, all the way to the finish line. What was the course, actually? It was on the Volcano Flat. That makes sense because, man, that is a close race between 12 riders, actually, out on course for the duration of 100 kilometers. They finished in 2 hours and 13 minutes, actually, for that race. Does look like C. Simmons here getting a race on out there. Going to be lapped out there. Maybe be able to grab onto a wheel here and finish a little bit faster by jumping in with these boys coming by now. And it looks like a random here, 1.8 watts per kilogram, just backing off a little bit, allowing them to go to the front and not waste too much energy as he comes around for 12.6 miles total. They are about halfway done with the race today, and means we're going to have about 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go out there on the course now. And here we go. I'm good. And you, hey, Nathan, do you have a Xbox One? Yes, I do have an Xbox. I don't know if it's a One S or not, but I do have an Xbox. And I am actually going to make a club. I need to get that done so that you guys can all join it if you would like to. I have not completed it yet, but I will get that going as well for my personal channel, as well as maybe we'll make that for this as well. Big C Mac D says, Nathan, did you see Tim Cartwright won an in real life 10-mile TT yesterday in 1806? That's like 33 miles per hour. Zwift working wonders for him. That's absolutely crazy. 1806 is flying. That's like close to Dowsett, who's done like a 17. He's only like 40 seconds off of Alex Dowsett, current world record holder for the 1 hour. So, I mean, that is just insane. Insanely fast. Tim Cartwright, for those of you who do not know that are just tuning in, is one of the fastest men we've ever seen out on Zwift. If you look through his Zwift power profile, you'll see nothing but W after W after W after W. So definitely good to hear that. Also, the winner of the CVR World Cup in London, Tim Cartwright, with a solid 1806 TT recently in real life. And thanks a lot, Big C Mac D, on the correcting me there. I really appreciate that. So definitely watch out for Tim anytime he is out on course. And he's been using Zwift, and it looks like it is working huge wonders for him. Now, we do have 2 Power Rangers up toward the front here, 158. Looks like SY is there as well with no heart rate monitor. Jay Freeman as well, coming from the Go-Go Power Rangers region. They've got 5 to go. 5 to go out on course here with Fonseca now. Tour de Oz. 5 times 5 is going to be 25. Nathan can do math. That means that we're about 25 minutes from the finish of the race today. All together still, Jay Rooney, does look like Flores, Icken, and Elton there. Polly, Akib is able to make it in there. Waitman as well as Henchman. Murphy back toward the back now, just trying to grab onto a wheel. Z Wang as well out of China, and then it will be Li here, L Li, out of Taiwan. 1 second back, it is going to be Paul Virante out of Australia, trying to grab onto that wheel. If he doesn't grab this wheel right now, though, these boys are going to start flying away from him. As you can see, 28 miles per hour, 29 miles per hour now coming from the rider C. Horn. And it looks like just a little ways back, 3 seconds, and that just goes out of nowhere. If you go nuclear out there on course, boys and girls, you will lose those wheels so incredibly quickly. And now it's going to be curtains for this ride. Ramsden now coming out of Australia, trying to get back on terms for the SPR. not going to be happening. So they're dropping like flies one by one. Halfway through the race now with 5 laps to go, a little under 5 laps to go, 4.5 laps to go, I believe, at this point. And with the attacks and the speed, or just the lack of energy after being out on the bike for 30 minutes at just about threshold or a little under, and a couple of attacks have really caused the riders to start falling off. Gentleman Jim here, watch out for this one. Maybe just getting a warm-up before tomorrow's Australian E-Crit, as he has definitely been a force to be reckoned with in this. I think he's just waiting up for the pack and maybe going to work with him to get the race done faster here. Freeman now at the front of the GoGo Power Rangers with Fleuris here out of Australia. Then the TKBE rider, Vanna TKBE here, lining up here, waiting for the climb as they head toward the start-finish line here in just a moment. But they're on the other end, actually, of the course as we look through from the side view as they head into the lava section. As you can see, it is all flat here. Well, a lot flatter here than the other portion of the course as they head through the volcano on the other side. When they come toward the start-finish line, it is definitely an uphill grind of about 3% or so. They do climb out of the volcano here, though, so there is a little bit of opportunity to try and use gravity against the other riders, as it definitely does impact. It is not just raw power here, boys and girls. It's all about what kind of power you can put for the weight that is actually on your body. You put your body weight into the game, and then you push against that in order to make yourself move quicker in the game. So as you do hit the uphills and the downhills, it really does matter what you do weigh in real life. There's also checks on that ZADA does do. If you're out there winning lots of races, you need to get ZADA approved a lot of times, Zwift Anti-Doping Association, to make sure that all makes sense for the power files that you have in real life as well. So a lot of times they do check out the speeds that you're producing in real life too, and whether or not they make sense, so that they keep you honest for the racing. All right, so here we go with the Sea Rider now, who's being caught, it looks like, S. Gadsby, about 139 up from these riders who have about 15 miles in or so. Freeman back at the front now again. Looks like an elite group has made their way out the front, about 30 riders or so. There's going to be M. Polly here out of Australia. Elton, Taiwan represented there, Belgium, as well as Brazil. Another rider here coming out of, what is Valencia? Valencia's just making his way out the back, though, it looks like. What is that flag? I think that's Hungary, I believe. I am definitely hungry right now. Looking through here, I'm going to see if I can find the zwiftpower.com and if it'll give me any information. Give me a little help here on what the country flag is. Valencia in the C category. Coming out of Colombia, excuse me, Colombia. I was way off, boys and girls. Coming out of Colombia, Valencia now, making his way into the A category group now, 12.9 miles in. He's going to get a little bit of a free ride, trying to keep up with the rest of the C category that are hanging out amongst the front runners. Now, the one big climb, well, not really a big climb, but a kicker of about 20 to 30 seconds here from that elevation, that lower elevation right around sea level there. Now they're kicking up with those feather power-ups, lighting up their avatar. You're seeing lots of feather power-ups being thrown now. Smith now, Leonard up toward the front here. We do have Polly here out of Australia now kicking it into 518 watts, really grinding those gears. 66 RPMs, raises that heart rate up as the power goes up. 166, where he's going to be resting at now at this point. Now 167, still working. And now it comes back down as it calms down. Dornan now with a counterattack here, 492 watts. Is the heart rate going to go anywhere? Just kind of stays at 132. I think it's a little bit broken here. With that kind of an effort there, definitely need to see a little bit more than that. He's just spinning to win 105 RPMs on the GoGo Power Rangers. They might just let him go. Vanna going to get a free ride from this Autobus, though, it looks like. 3.44% gradient now that they're kicking into. 183 beats per minute. The TKBE rider going to get a ride here from the Japanese rider. They're going to have about 5 laps to go from this point forward. Shimizu now there as well. 3 or 4 off the front as we look through the bridge there over the lava. The ones at the front there, it will be SY with Polly and Random. And Cook, look there, trying to get a look at the wheels in front of him to try and grab back onto the draft of the 4 that are going off the front. Still a large group chasing them down. 28 miles per hour coming from them. 29 here from Freeman on the GoGo Power Rangers. And the Autobus is going to bring them all back together. Tobin, thanks a lot for the correction there with Colombia. I really appreciate the help. And Johnny Nobbit's giving us a little bit of a profile there of Mr. Tim Cartwright. Thanks a lot there, Johnny. I appreciate the help there as well. I'm not going to be playing any 2K17 right now. I might jump into a little bit of OW, though, here and there, even from the Bike Damp Duckling. if you would like to just head on over. So everything you will find here on Zwift Community Live is going to be Zwift stuff, group rides. We do coached rides as well that are going to be coming very quickly, actually, in the next week or two. We also do group rides. We do race commentary. We also have racer focuses where people actually race the race. So you actually, instead of me sitting here commentating, you actually have somebody on a bike actually competing in the race that you are watching them watching in front of you. So lots of different things on Zwift Community Live that are all Zwift. If you would like to hang out with me, just doing games or Zwift or whatever, you can head over to my personal channel. It's just mixer.com/Nathan Guerra for that. So now moving forward, we do have Polly here now. It looks like solid effort here from him out of Australia. 2.2, 261 beats per minute. Everybody looks fairly calm at this point. The crit course definitely lends itself, to a lot of drafting, a lot of tactics, and nobody getting much of anywhere. Usually a solid sprint finish toward the end. 17 miles in, though, less than 10 miles to go, and they're doing a solid almost 30 miles per hour, 28, 27 or so. So they are going to be finishing this up in less than 20 minutes from now. So just about 4.5 to go to the finish line. And yeah, so thanks for the shout out. Appreciate that, Johnny, very much. How's it going, Elitist Body 01? Good to have you over at the Mixer channel. Thanks for joining us. See if I can actually open up the channel for us too. And there we are. Oh, thanks a lot to Mixer for featuring us. Does look like we are featured. Really appreciate the help in getting to the front page. Looks like Dorna here now as well with out of Brazil, 4.3 watts per kilogram, solid 143 beats per minute. Egan then as well, innovation there. K Leonard 155. And it doesn't look like it's going much anywhere, though. Everybody's been throwing a little dig here and there, but really nothing yet. If anybody's going to go, here's the thing. When it comes to crit racing like this, if you're going to throw down and try and give it a go, you got to go everything you got, all your chips on the table. You don't want to waste any energy. That's the thing. With so many riders, so much drafting going on, you definitely do not want a situation where you throw your chips on the table and you just waste them. And then they just get taken and it's like all in, see you later, goodbye. Now, at the same time, you do have riders who try and loosen things up and give little kicks here and there. But, you know, a lot of times riders think, you know, if it's not going to go anywhere, I might as well just reserve everything I possibly can so that when I do go all in, it's as much as I can possibly provide. There might be one or two riders who are better TT specialists, though, who are just waiting for that last 2 to 3 laps to throw down a full-on 5 to 10 minute effort for a throw off the front, to just throw themselves off the front, go for a full-on attack, and then just try and hang on all the way to the finish line. It does look like we do have a little attack here from Polly now, and not going much of any. There was a little bit of a glitch there coming from one or two of them jumping around there for a second. Now Fonseca now, Brazil again, making his way to the front. And now the left-hand turn back into the volcano. Back with the Sea Riders, though, we've got it's going to be a little wacky here with, it actually looks a little funny, actually, here with this little step down. It's just almost as if we took the miles per hour and the miles and the time and just kind of brought it down just one step there. All right, so as we're looking through here with the C category, currently being let out still by Stop Whining is in there. Cycling Supplies, VR Cycling Supplies is out there as well. That's quite the advertisement there coming from him. C-Cur is there, right along with Stop Whining. Moving our way forward, still all Grupo Compacto with him. It's still also H Keys and Molin. Now, for those of you who might be wondering, what do you mean C category, A category, B category, D category? What are you talking about? The C category and the A category, the two categories with the race today, that is so that people have someone to race against at any level, right? So if, let's say that you jump into this virtual world and you're like, well, I want to jump into a race. What category am I in? You would do an FTP test. And if you already know what your functional threshold power is, great. You go ahead and take that and divide it by the kilograms that you weigh in body weight, and you will get a ratio, your watts per kilogram ratio. And that means that that's how many watts you can hold per kilogram of weight on your body. So these C category riders, they're assumed to be holding between 2.5 and 3.2 watts per kilogram. So that means that anybody who holds around there, after you do that test, you'd be like, all right, well, maybe I'm a D, C, B, or A category. You've got people from all over around the world that are around your ability level to race against. And an FTP, a functional threshold power ratio, is almost across the board one of the best ways to know who's going to finish where amongst the race, at least within some discrepancy of their other talents or their other abilities, sprinting ability, shorter VO2 max, or all out like 1 to 5 minute effort ability. There's a lot of other like factors that will come into actually who will win the race. But when it comes to functional threshold power, it's going to give you an idea of who's going to be around each other for about a 20 minute to a 1 hour effort all out. So again, with the C riders, still Curry here, right along with B. Williams. A lot of riders actually in and amongst this group still. Hasn't really been broken up too much. Again, same story here as the other boys and girls on the volcano course. A flat course today, just like we are seeing in the Tour. And after they're through the mountains, they wanted to replicate the same kind of stage that was going on in the Tour de France. They're now having in the Tour de Oz. So that's why it is trying to coincide with the same kind of course that they do have on a climbing course. They're going to hit the mountains. On a on a flatter course or a sprinter's course, they're going to hit the flats like this. If they have a little bit hillier course, but not quite a mountainous course, then of course they'll be hitting something like the Watopia Forward that has not really super long, crazy 20, 30, 40 minute climbs, but may be more into the 2 to 5 minutes climbs out on Zwift. There are multiple different kinds of courses as well. This is not the only one. There are actually 3 different worlds in Zwift. The Richmond Worlds course from 2015 was replicated, and you can ride it in game. There's also the London course, actually. You can ride all kinds of roads over in London, as well as the imaginary world of Watopia, where they have built a volcano, an epic climb as well that takes 20 minutes to an hour, depending on your fitness level, to climb all the way up to the tower up at top of the Watopia Mountain. There's also an underwater ocean boulevard, as well as the original Watopia course that you can check out on Watopia as well. Lots of expansions that have come to the world, and I believe a lot more to come as well. So there's also all kinds of achievements that you can get in game, where if you pass through, as you can see here for the achievements right now, the fastest time on the volcano is currently Slug with a 5:13.6. If you go ahead and grab that, it actually gives you a jersey that you can hold on to for 1 hour straight, as long as nobody else supplants you for that time out on course. Actually, there's also the climb up and over the volcano, and there's also a epic KOM, as you can see here. So the volcano climb KOM, there's the fastest lap inside the volcano. There is the epic KOM jersey. You can also grab the regular KOM jersey on the forward and reverse Watopia climb. There's a sprint jersey for those of you who just like little quick kicks that are about 10 to maybe 20 seconds or so. And there's also the fastest lap out on the hilly loop on Watopia, where you can grab the orange jersey. So lots of achievements you can push yourself for in order to grab from all the other riders in the massive multiplayer online game. Can I have you game you don't? Can I have you games you don't play? Damn, Dunkling says, I play plenty of games there, buddy, and I don't. They're all digital at this point. I don't own any discs any longer. Everything I purchase at this point, Damn Dunkley, is most definitely on a digital format. I no longer buy discs. Sorry, buddy. So you can't have my games. I'm not sure I can even transfer them to you. I'm not sure it even works that way. I'd have to see. All right, we're gonna check our tweets and our other social media integrations, see if anybody's been chatting at us over at the Facebook or the Twitter. If I can pull this up here, it does look like Timothy Turnmount saying, good morning, Nathan. Nathan, doing a nice job like normal. Good to see you, Matthew Locker. Aaron Dunn says, I'm watching, keeping the legs fresh for tomorrow. Look, Aaron Dunn's in the house, boys and girls. Current leader of the Australian East E-Crit, actually. Good to see you there. Better watch out, Simon Richardson from the GCN. We're going to have him, it looks like, dropping in to the Australian E-Crit. So things are going to be speeding up, and there's going to be a lot of viewers, I think, tomorrow, boys and girls. So freshen up for sure there, Done. Do not want to show up without the legs tomorrow. It's time to give them a show, that's for sure, with Mr. Justbreaker or Wesley Sulzberger going to be leading things out on the commentary tomorrow. BJ Alfonso saying, we can wait for new things. No rush. Have a great week. Thanks a lot, BJ. Appreciate it. Peloton stretching out where there be a break. And where's Phil Liggett and Paul Sherman when you need them on a rest day? Graham Wilson is saying. What are you? I'm confused. What are you trying to say there, Graham Wilson? Huh? Wish I was racing, sitting in a taxi, leaving Sydney Airport. Fast start, Shane and Kim Johnson is saying. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you out on Zwift in the next day or two, though, Shane. And safe travels from the airport. If you would like to be involved in the broadcast at all, make sure that you tweet at ZCommunityLive, at ZCommunityLive over on Twitter, and we will make sure to bring in your setup, your chat, whatever you got that you would like to be featured right here in the broadcast. SG now at the front here, trying to make a little bit of a break. He does have over 5 meters. 5 meters is what you have to be within to get that draft. Roberts shuts it down right away. The American trying to get away from the Australians here. Again, kicks into 7.4 watts per kilogram. Maybe a little bit of frustration there. No, just grabbing on the wheels. We're seeing 5.8, 149 beats per minute. Everybody's still fairly chill. Jay Rooney, though, the mountain biker out of New Zealand, 168, as you can see. And definitely in a little bit of a tempo pace there, not quite as low as the heart rate coming from him as some of the other riders here right now. So let's start seeing some predictions here. Vister TR, thanks a lot for the host. I really appreciate it. Go Creel coming from Sort with the hammer there. I love your avatar, the band hammer. That's absolutely hilarious. Sort, they're part of the Vision Cycling team actually in Zwift with us. So good to see another Vision boy out there right now. Creel, we'll see if he can handle it. Does look like he's kicking into 5.3 watts per kilogram for a second there. Trying to follow up Dorna on the Go Power Rangers. SG up toward the front still. Hammered away 350, 360 watts. Trying to make it a super fast lap. We're 22 miles in. 22 miles in. Did I get the laps wrong? Because 22, is this one lap to go? One lap to go at this point. I'm not absolutely positive. Let me see if I can get a quick change. Nope, they will not let me change the miles to kilometers in game right now. I'll go ahead and give SG a ride on, though, for being aggressive here at 5.8 watts per kilogram. Only 152 beats per minute right now. Looking over his shoulder, maybe a few starting to fall off the back there. We are seeing one of the Australian riders, it looks like Gottschild, I believe, on the back there. And is he maybe in a little bit of trouble here? As Henchman there coming out of the Real Country Denmark, sort of like that one. And actually, Gosling is not a part of this race. He's just trying to hang on and get a little bit of a draft from the A riders. I keep here still out of Japan, 158 beats per minute, 310 watts. Henchman now from the Real Country there, now making his way through toward the front of the race out of Denmark, now trying to not get dropped off and find a good position before they head into the last lap and a half here. What Real Country Sort? Yeah, so what I have assumed that you're going to be voting for the Danish rider, or will it be a Creel for the teammate or for the country? That is the question out here today for Mr. Sort. We'll see where he ends up landing here. Still 5.5, 5.7. Not making it slow, that's for sure. Definitely just continuing on the front here with SG. 159 all day long. It looks like he's causing a little bit of damage here. Creel off the back by about 1 second. There's the pack. Look at how spread out they are from this effort into those 380s and through almost 400 watts now. 161. And as you can see, all the riders just trying to grab onto the wheel that's right in front of them. And now as they slow down on the front, everything comes back together. Now that downhill and speed that they take from the downhill, it's just like in real life. When you go downhill on the tail of a bike that's right in front of you and you're getting a draft from them, you actually don't have to pedal as much and put out as much power. And so that draft and that extra speed you get, as soon as the riders that are in front of you hit the flat, that headwind hits them, and then they are slowing down rather than keeping the speed that they're at. And the rider that's in your draft actually will come right around you with almost no effort, actually. And that's what we just saw. It all Grupo Compactoed again, and then a bunch of riders went right on by because of that speed that they were carrying. But now they're actually taking that to the front here. SG now 8.4 watts per kilogram. Look at this really spread out at this point as they hit the climb here. 800 watts. This is a serious attack here, boys and girls. 24 miles total. They're going to be in here, and it looks like Shimizu. Now, is this actually for the win right now? With that feather power up, this may be, I might have miscounted, this might be for the final lap here, as now we are seeing Polly here. It is 5 seconds. I don't think anyone's going to see SG again. Polly now, it looks like 5-6 seconds back now. 8.2 watts per kilogram all day long here. Makes his way through the C riders. Nobody is going to be able to see his wheel again. He dropped out for just a second there. I thought I saw 0 watts. Looking over his shoulder, though, there is nobody in sight, and it looks like SG might be taking the W today. Did he miscount the laps? Because I did for sure. I have no idea what lap they are actually on and if this is the finish out here today. 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. So he's going from way out at this point. It's a 9-lap race, 1 to go, boys and girls, at this point. Martin now trying to chase that down 7 seconds back, but with SG 7, 8, 6.5 watts per kilogram off the front. D. Martin here, 21 actually, already been lapped actually, so it is actually going to be Polly making his way through all these C riders. The lapped riders are in the way, and they're getting into the drafting bug. We've got no differentiation between them. They don't even know, maybe, out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's off the front. They got to close it down now, or SG is going to be gone. It's 10, 11 seconds now. As you can see, 5.4, 5.5, he's settling into that pace, and he's even got a little bit of RNG in his favor now as he throws down that arrow power up into 33 miles per hour, 24.1, 49 minutes in. They're going to finish in under 1 hour today. 1 lap to go, boys and girls. Dane or Creel, let's wait till the final 2 decide. Introduce crosswinds to Zwift Sword saying 1 to go or final lap. When is it at 1? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I think this is it. The bell lap. I might be wrong. I don't even care. I'm calling it Lex Bell lap, and if I'm wrong, we'll just have fun with it when we get there. 13 seconds though here. SY with Random as well as Creel. They're all trying to chase it down. Will he hold on? Let's hear it, boys and girls. Is it going to be SG off the front, not be caught? He still seems to have about 5.55 off the front here. 5.6, 6.0. Will these riders be able to pull this back in? Is the ramp up in this final last half lap going to be able to make this happen? Super Sadler with a question there saying, what game is this? This is a massive multiplayer online game called Zwift. I'm currently commentating on real people from all over the world. You see those country flags on the right-hand side of the screen there where my cursor is? That's where all these riders actually are in real life, actually pedaling real bikes, putting real power at 343 watts from SY out of Taiwan. We do see Ivana TKBE, which is actually a real shop over in Belgium, riding out of Belgium there. 175 beats per minute for a heart rate, 297, 343 watts right now coming from him. They're trying to chase down a rider who just took a flyer off the front of this group out on the Volcano course today in Zwift, and SG is off the front by a solid 15 seconds, I think, at least at this point. We are trying to find his avatar. I'm going to have to move my way through here, but there's a whole lot of riders in the way, not allowing me to actually get back to the front here. 10 seconds, it looks like, between him. Now 15 between him and the chasers. Half a lap to go at this point. 153 beats per minute. His heart rate's super low. I don't know. These are some interesting numbers here coming from SG. We're going to have to double check with ZwiftPower.com. If he's put out over 5 watts per kilogram for the duration of 20 minutes before without a real power mirror source, ZwiftPower.com would most likely give him a little bit of relegation, but it don't matter for the results today. It's all about the really cool giveaways that they are doing if you complete all 10 of the races. Now, we do see there's only 12 seconds. They're starting to ramp it up a little bit. They do see that this is a threat at this point, but with 12 seconds and less than a half a lap to go, I'm not sure they're going to see them again because there's some infighting going on. Nobody wants to go to the front and waste any of their bullets at this point. Nobody wants to throw down any of the effort that they could put into the sprint. It's kind of every man for himself. None of the teams are really out there right now. Team Experimental, only 1 rider. Team Vision Cycling, only 1 rider. We are also seeing AHDR, only 1 rider. A lot of like solo riders at this point. Nobody's going to be working together. Nobody's going to play the sacrificial lamb at this point to try and give anybody else a wheel and pull it back in. It's going to just be about the tax in the last final little bit. Somebody's going to have to go from way out at this point actually to catch SG and also go right on by him, but at the same time not be caught up in and amongst the group. They're clapping a few more riders again. They might get caught up again in and amongst these lap riders and get the sticky draft on one of them perhaps, maybe, as they come by. Only 8 seconds. All of this may have been for nothing for SG as he's still off the front, only 5 watts per kilogram. It is 6 seconds. It was a valiant effort, boys and girls, but all his chips were thrown down on the table. He turned him over for the turn. He had pocket rockets, but it was a flush on the river, boys and girls, and he's getting flushed right out the back, it looks like, if he cannot hold on as they come by him here for the final group sprint. 5.2 watts per kilogram coming from SG, but they're only 3 seconds back at this point. Creel has won 2, I believe, out of the 5 stages so far. Let's see if he can make it a 3rd at this point. He just won the KISS 100 race recently. Look at all the power-ups being thrown down, boys and girls. The arrow power-ups, the feather power-ups on to the 5% gradient. Now here comes Waitman. Now 8.3 watts per kilogram come from SG. He isn't caught quite yet. Waitman trying to catch on. There he is, almost back on the wheel, but the arrow power-ups are coming from Leonard is here as well. It is a group of at least 10 riders here making their way to the finish line. Shimizu here out of Japan now making his way to the front, leading the boys out now up in 1,100 watts. Oh my goodness, 16.7 watts per kilogram. He's kicking over 1,000 for way too long. Oh my goodness, Ken Creel hold on to the wheel now at this point. Creel's got the aero power up, but it is going to be Shimizu followed by Creel right by Vanna TKBE. What an effort from the riders there all the way to the line. Oh my goodness, but that was the finish order. Shimizu followed by Creel and then Vanna TKBE from the WBR team riding out of Belgium. 1, 2, and 3. Whew. Killer effort all around by these riders. That's your top 3 today in the A category for the Tour de Oz out there on Zwift. Stop winding here, I think, in the final lap, I believe. Let's just double check amongst these C riders real quick and see if they are on the final lap. I'll be able to go back far enough to see the start finish line. Oh, come on, Gordon, help me out here, buddy. All right, so Art Dalen now making his way to line. One to go. That is right. So the C riders will be making their way to the finish line in just a moment. You guys have to bear with me with a little bit of a messed up UI here just because I forgot to go full screen. So it is a little wacky right now, but just excuse that. That's my fault. Apologies to the awesome production manager, Mr. Jonathan Albert, who does such a great job with all the overlays and everything. And I go and mess it up with my trip to Long Beach. So here we go with, looks like Mikami here as well with the Wahoo in his name. Is he with the leaders? Is he the lead rider? I believe he is. 24.5 in total with about a lap and a half a lap to go or so. Let's go ahead and see what these riders have to say here. Go Creel, dang it. 100K, I bet. Where is it? Pay up. Evil One says, hi, how's it going there, Evil One? Have you ever worn a heart rate monitor during a casting, Nathan? No, I have not. That would be hilarious, though. Zoso, good to see you as well. Yeah, I am here. How's it going, guys? Good to see you. Outside, better. Try it, Zoso. Yeah, I would have to agree with you for one way of cycling. But indoor cycling is also better for another way of cycling. I'm not sure if it's actually measurable in that way. It's kind of like chocolate or vanilla, or even actually better than that. I think it's actually one kind of exercise and experience of cycling or another. So, and I think it's a little bit beyond chocolate and vanilla even, actually, because that's just personal preference. There is some objective advantages to using the indoor trainer over being outside that are very, very real and absolutely proven at this point, actually. So outside is better for some things, like environmental, like experience of your environment and the beauty of outside, the pleasure that you get from being outside riding a bike, the realities of indoor cycling, as well as the cycling made social, the direct immediacy of the entire world being right there competing with you that is on Zwift. That's something you can't find outside in any way whatsoever. And the immediacy that's right there in your living room, jump on and go, and you got this entire world of people to ride with some consistency of gradients on all different kinds of hills and all different courses. I don't know, man. There's a lot of beyond just chocolate or vanilla when it comes to what your preferences may be, I think. And so outside's definitely better, though, for seeing trees and feeling the wind in your face, though. I'll give you that for sure, buddy. Thrilling, how's it going, Van Spark? Is that a cycling racing simulator? It is a cycling, group riding, racing, workouts, all kinds of stuff simulator. We're about to finish up here this massive multiplayer online race right now for the Wahoo Tour de Oz. We've got Taiwan battling it out with Australia. It looks like, as well as Japan for the W in the stage 5 of the Tour de Oz right now. As soon as we're done with this, I will show you a great little video Zwift has put together that will give you an exact idea of all the different ways that you can interact with this game from a real bike from the comfort of your home with either a power meter or a speed sensor, smart trainer, actually feeling the gradients as you go through on those smart trainers. Pretty cool, actually. I'll also show you some of the cool achievements you can get in game. You might be wondering what's up with the glowing bikes. You can actually get what they call Tron bike, or in game the official name is the Zwift concept bike, by going and doing a challenge of climbing 50,000 meters in game. There's also some distance challenges you can do to unlock other bikes. There's 25 levels currently that you can unlock by going and riding in game. And as you unlock those levers, you get new wheels, new bikes, all kinds of stuff in the game. Lots of different incentives to race and ride in game with other riders. Cool map though. Yeah, it is pretty sweet. Watopia is a really cool map. This volcano course is one of the latest releases actually to Zwift. We did actually do a release initial look actually on Zwift Community Live a little while back. All right, this is for the win though. We do have Buy It now. It looks like a solid little effort here coming from him trying to get away from Makami there. 7.1 watts per kilogram. B. Liam Bruggen then. The junior there coming out of Australia trying to hang on. He's got 6.9 watts per kilogram to give, but it looks like it will be off the front here with Bryant and one other Makami. Now 7.3 watts per kilogram coming from the Japanese rider there. 423 watts. No hurry monitor though, but it looks like he may be able to get away from the rest of the riders. Oh wow, these are real people cycling from a bike connected to their PC. Yes, Van Spark, real people right now actually in game. Hammer and I looking for the W right now. It looks like Makami 8.7 watts per kilogram. Will he be able to hold off Buy It with one last little kick, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it. Liam Bruggen though, the junior, may be able to get the third place there amongst the other riders. Solid effort there for Liam Bruggen, the junior. Solid effort to him. So that is your top 3 in the Tour de Oz from Wahoo today. Let's take a quick little look over at the results today for the Tour de Oz. Wahoo Tour de Oz. They're actually doing a giveaway for everybody who completes the 10 races out on Zwift actually for the 10 stages of the Tour de Oz. They are giving away a kicker snap. Wahoo, big thanks to them. Kicker snap, a Wahoo kicker, and an Element Bolt. The top prize is obviously the kicker snap being their top end product. This, I'm sorry, the Wahoo kicker, excuse me, the Wahoo kicker, their top end product. This is the top end prize. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Followed by the Wahoo snap, and then the Wahoo Element Bolt, which is their new computer that is out. So solid job between the riders. Then in the A category, it was Yasuhisa Shimizu. Nice job to him out of Japan. Followed by Jeffrey Creel. Second place to him. Klaus Vanadernard. Oh, man, I'm so bad with Belgian names. Nice job to him riding for TKBE. I'm really getting tongue-tied today on the European names. But that is your top 3 out there today for the A category. Tomoki there, followed up by Brendan Byatt, and then it was Ben Liam Bruggen for Team AHDR. That is your C category results. All right, so what's going on here? Here's a promo video from Zwift to give you an idea of what exactly it looks like to connect to Zwift and all the different ways that you can use it.
Last
So
year,
as you can see,
Zwift Academy
oops,
opened its
sorry
doors,
about that, guys.
launching a
Pull
groundbreaking
that real quick. All right, so as you can see there, the workout mode was one of the features there that you could see, as well as the battles that were going on for the jerseys there out on course. People from all over the world actually out riding group rides, just jumping in the game, riding open world, as well as doing races and workout mode actually, which changes your whole UI and gives you intervals actually on the leaderboards. So those leaderboards I was showing you earlier actually change into intervals, and it tells you what power to hold and what rests to hold and all kinds of stuff. And you have coaches and all kinds of people who are actually loading workouts into Zwift that they've built through the Zwift UI actually. There's also an Zwift Academy going on right now. You can check more out about that at academy.zwift.com, where they're giving away a pro contract at the end of 2017, going into 2018 World Tour Pro year with the Canyon SRAM team. Last year, Leah Thorvaldsen won that. We'll give you guys a little bit of a playlist here on a few other things that are going on with Zwift before we end the broadcast for the racing today. But definitely something to check out for all the women out there that would like to get into cycling and encourage each other on. Part of it is the pro contract, but the other thing is there were like 1,200 or something women that joined in, I think it was, to the Zwift Academy last year, and they all did these group rides and workouts in conjunction with each other over a certain number of weeks and bettered themselves through the power of bicycles actually, and through using this Cycling Made social platform actually in the massive multiplayer online world of Zwift. Really cool group rides going on almost daily with the Zwift Academy. Well, not daily. I think it's like 3 or 4 times a week with the Zwift Academy actually, to get women out there doing the workouts as part of the prelim and the registration period heading into the official launch of the term of Zwift Academy, where they will do the judging and all the figuring out of who sits where for the aim toward that pro contract at the end of the year. So here's what Zwift Academy was all about last year and heading into this next year.
Last year, Zwift Academy opened its doors, launching a groundbreaking worldwide talent search to find the next pro rider for Canyon SRAM Racing. The competition exceeded all expectation. Over 1,200 women from 51 countries signed up to take the challenge in Zwift. In a truly grand finale, on the island of Majorca at Canyon SRAM's training camp, Leah Thorvaldsen of Little Rock, Arkansas, was crowned 2016 Zwift Academy champion and the newest member of Canyon SRAM Racing. This year, it could be you.
Oh wow, I could have a shot at a pro contract, but it's for anyone. It's a huge step forward in your own fitness, and so it's not all just about the one person who's going to get a pro contract. It's a win for everyone who's involved.
Zwift Academy is this great program where Zwift is trying to get the women more involved. It's just this huge, to me, a great community. There's women coming up going, I get how this could fit into my life.
What I think is so nice about Zwift Academy, I really think that it was inspiring lots of women to take part in this adventure. Maybe they've gone far beyond their own expectations.
How far I got in Zwift, there were 1,200 females that joined, and there were 100 females that finished Zwift, and I can't believe I was one of them.
Yes, it's hard. Come on, you can do it, just do your best. Because it's not just the physical side, it's the determination and to boost your confidence in anything else you do, not just cycling.
Find out how strong you really are. Find new friends from around the world. Find out if you have what it takes to go pro.
Do not wait, just follow your dreams.
Be the best cyclist you can be. Head over to academy.zwift.com to find out more and sign up today.
There you have it, the Zwift Academy. Make sure to head on over to, if you would like to sign up, or women out there who would like to get involved with Zwift and do so, head on over to academy.zwift.com. Rapid Rising mission going on as well. July 2017, going on through the rest of the month. I just finished mine. Got your new in-game kit, you guys. It was really cool, actually. It's really great to do challenges like this, actually, to aim at something, to get 30 miles done in-game, right? Of lots of climbing, too. I think it was like 3,000 feet of climbing or something. There was a lot of climbing that went on for the Rafa Rising mission. Really cool in-game kit that you can unlock from it. There's actually a lot of in-game stuff that you can do like that. Achievements. Almost every month they have an achievement with a new jersey to unlock or something like that in order to get out there and get things done. I'm going to actually show you a little bit about Zwift as well from my avatar here. So I'm going to go ahead ahead and quit the event. So I'm actually at the pier here, as you can see, where all of the events start. So as you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starting areas over on the pier so that they can always have multiple events getting ready to go about a half hour before the event. Right down where I am actually in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, there's a little thing that pops up, says your event's about to start. You want to jump in with them? And they actually put you on a trainer here in this section. There's if the event wasn't started yet, there would be a little trainer here that my bike would be sitting on. I'd be sitting there pedaling away, getting warmed up, getting ready for things to start. Obviously, I haven't done the 23.2 miles yet in the event of the 9 laps, so I'm in last place right now just waiting for somebody to start putting some power out. But now we can go ahead and quit event, though, and we'll go into the open world. And you can see I've got the Rafa kit. Looks like there's another event about to take off, actually. Looks like Bestwick is here. Good to see him out on course. Mr. Paul Bestwick. Looking over here, there's the Rafa kit I was talking about. I just got that from doing the challenge, the Rafa Rising Challenge, conquering those 3 climbs that they are naming the 3 sisters now. Tobin, I did a better job with it that time. All right, in the menu, though, you can always see how much you've done. So you put in your metrics so that you keep things honest. I weigh 146 pounds. I'm 5'9". I race professionally, so I've got some okay numbers going on here for my personal bests. You can see how many miles you've ridden today, as well as how many miles you've ever done, the time you've put into game, the calories you've done, as well as the climbs. You also can see all the achievements that you can get. So there are 35 total achievements that have all kinds of different things that you need to do. So 25 laps volcano, 10 laps volcano, 5 laps volcano, etc. Do a U-turn, fan viewed for 15 minutes, so somebody watches you for 15 minutes, etc. And Sword says I blow away in the wind. Give 100 ride-ons to people, gave 100 ride-ons. I believe that's it. Gave 30 ride-ons, give 3 ride-ons. Get 10 ride-ons in 1 ride, etc. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. 600 watts, 700 watts, drafting a ride for 15 seconds. You held over 500 watts for 10 seconds, etc. So lots of cool little achievements. There's extra credit ones, etc. in game that you can shoot for. That all boost your fitness while riding the bike and killing yourself in game. What if I use metric system? Then I'm a silly American, and all you do is change to your... So hold on one second. I can actually go into settings, and you can go ahead and just say, stop being a silly American, and push metric. And now everything is changed to the metric system, I hope. Or do I have to restart? Yep, there you go. Now it's all kilometers. So that has all changed now. So you just go ahead and go into settings, and you can change those things. And then there's also, let's see, you can customize. So we have... Right off the bat, Zwift Beta here, for those of you who are in beta, way back over 2 years now ago, a year and a half or so ago. You got the Zwift kit that you start with, basic kits that you open up through the levels out on course. There's also a bunch of other things that you can jump into. Rafa Flyweight, that is the one I just got from doing that challenge. ASOS 2017, Cyclops, the Prudential Ride London. There's also this Gara Vision one that's kind of weird. I don't know why that guy's got his name in the game. He's a freaking weirdo. And then you can also put a little customization. I think there's more customization coming as well. A Zwift concept bike you can get from having climbed 50,000 meters as a part of one of the challenges. I'll show you what those are in just a moment. The TT bike actually travels faster than the rest of the bikes actually in the game, but it cannot draft. So that's one of the downfalls. And on some of the races and rides do not allow the TT bike in because it's so fast, but it cannot draft. So it actually is a disadvantage in most races, as drafting is a huge advantage actually. Looking through here, so there's a lot of locked bikes actually that I don't have, which is really interesting to me. I wonder if those are pro bikes or something that there's no access to. But there is a whole lot of other available wheels and other things that all actually do have different speeds in game as you do open them up. So a little bit of advantage if you do grab some of those out in the world of Zwift. So there are also the challenges, as you can see. 50,000 meters climbed for the the climb Mount Everest. You actually climb it once, and then you find out you have to climb it like 5 times or something, or 3 times or something. It's like it totally tricks you. And then you get here, and then it just keeps on going. You're like, what the heck just happened? So you have to climb to like the moon or something. So into space. So then you can select these other challenges, the California challenge. There's also the Italy challenge, and those unlock a specialized as well as Italian bike, the Dogma, I believe, Pinarello. So that is what's going on. This is how you pair your devices. We were talking about devices that you can use. Here's the power sources. There are none on in the room, but if my smart trainer or my power meter were on, you would see those. Or if there were a speed sensor, you would be able to select your tire size and go right along with the speed sensor that is in there and give you the virtual power. That is the most inexpensive way to get involved in the game, but the least accurate for power. A lot of times we call them the Power Rangers, the Go-Go Power Rangers, the Z-Power Beasts, because they are pretty fast. And a lot of times you'd be like, hey, Chris Froome, Tour de France winner. How's it going there, buddy? Who are you? But they can be very accurate, though, if you set them up correctly. Just make sure you set them up right. If you jump into a race with Z-Power, a lot of times you will not be able to win the race, though. But they are totally allowed in everything else, and it's all about getting together and riding socially. Mostly. Most people don't race, actually, in Zwift. It's about 10% of the population or so. A lot of them are just group riders, training, or, you know, doing something when it just comes to interacting with the community in order to get their training in and make it fun. Heart rate pairs also ANT Plus or Bluetooth, as well as cadence and your controllable smart trainer. So that is the pairing as well. So we kind of went through everything there, it looks like. I hear Discord notifications in the background. Yeah, you probably do, actually, coming through. It's hilarious. What else is going on? Any questions, please bring them our way, and I will answer anything that you can. What are you reading here? What's going on, Rogers? Are you talking about what your power is? Oh, that's his. He's bragging. He's doing a Fort Bragg right now, it looks like, over at the channel. Got a little bit more coming through. Great broadcast, Nathan Guerra. Though tough sprint for third, it looks like. Nice job out there, Klaus, coming out of Belgium for the TKBA. Any DQ for ZP riders over 4 watts per kilogram or no HR? I'm not sure, Jeff. And at the same time, that's just for the broadcast, actually. The actual results are done by Zwift for this one. So as far as I know, I'm pretty sure the actual results are done by Zwift. All right, really quick, don't miss this. This is coming up here tomorrow. I believe if I can get this to get into the broadcast, let's go ahead and send this over. Yep, there we go. So coming up tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning for me, tomorrow night for the Aussies. And don't miss the KISS Road Race Australia East eCrit on GoZwift, at GoZwift. Make sure to go ahead and give them a follow. Race as GCN's Cy Richardson, former professional and commentator for the GCN Global Cycling Network, races the Aussie Peloton at Z Community Live. It'll be Jesper Anker as well as Mr. Wes Sulzberger, former professional Tour de France rider, World Tour rider, going to be out there commentating right along with Jesper. So don't miss out on that. Jump into the race and or just jump into the broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Cutting Chipset says right on. Oh, wait, those are sub emotes. Yes, and we will be trying to get those over to the ZCL channel as soon as possible. They are currently on my channel, but we will be attempting to get them over to the ZCL channel as soon as possible. We do have that. Oh, did that even come through? Maybe it should be coming through as that. There we go. Is that not working? Man, no, TFC got removed because they are going to go to the ZCL channel, Rogers. TFC is going to go to the GCL channel as soon as we can because it makes more sense. The community channel is going to have the community emotes, and the personal channel is going to have the silly Nathan emotes. So it will come back. TFC, your Friday Criterium team emote will be back. It will be back, just not available at the moment. All right, so speak now if you ever hold your peace. I think we're all done for the day. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will see you. What's next? Tomorrow morning. Yep, I think the East Crit is the next thing on the schedule. You can always find our schedule over at ZwiftCommunityLive.com. The update will be happening later today for the schedule for this week. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that follow button wherever you're at. We're live over on Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, as well as Facebook. I highly suggest if you are watching over on Facebook or YouTube to head on over to Mixer and hit that follow button over there for a streaming platform. It gives you direct notifications of whenever we go live, as well as it gives you a much better platform to interact with others watching, and it is a place to consume video and not just scroll through on your Facebook feed. All right, cheers everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow for the Australian East E Crit.